Hey, it's Tara Green here. I'm going to talk about the weekend astrology. Now, this is the list of all the astrology aspects between the planets from the beginning of the week, March 21st. So just a kind of overview here. There was a couple of major events this week, which was on the 21st, Mercury conjunct Jupiter, and that happened in Eastern Daylight Time. Now, this one, I believe, is set for Pacific Daylight Time, so the times might be different there. Mercury conjunct Jupiter on Monday, that aspect is in effect until Mercury and Jupiter make other aspects. Mars sextiled Chiron also on Monday, so if you're feeling wounded or vulnerable, Mercury conjunct Jupiter is about really using your magic intention. And then on the 22nd, Mars was squaring Uranus, so that's things are pretty crazy, things are out of balance. You can see that's happened at 12 degrees Aquarius, Taurus, so the energy is still pretty chaotic during the week. On the 23rd, Mercury conjunct Neptune, again, a sense of really connecting with your higher self, with your holy guardian angel, with really using the power of your intention to manifest your wishes. It's great to do meditation, to explore the spiritual realms, the psychic realms, 23 degrees Pisces. So if you have any planets, I would say within 5 degrees before, so 18 degrees Pisces into 25 Pisces, you will feel this pull quite strongly. Okay, now, as we get to the 25th, which is where we are now, the moon's entered Capricorn, so we're feeling much more grounded. Now, this isn't on this. I'm going to talk about the moon's aspect. This is not on this, but the moon's in Capricorn on the 25th, making two squares, which are hard aspects, 90-degree angles, tension-producing, from the moon to the sun, and then the moon to Chiron and Aries. Again, every time that the moon is in a cardinal sign, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, it is making hard aspects to Chiron, which is conjunctions, squares, oppositions. The moon then trines Uranus and Taurus at 3:16 p.m. This is, again, Eastern Daylight Time. So the energy gets a little unpredictable, but it can be quite creative. Now, on the 26th, as we're getting into the weekend here, the moon stays in Capricorn actually until late at night on the 26th. The moon goes void, of course, at 7:51 p.m. again Eastern Daylight Time on the 26th, and it's only void, of course, for a very short time, basically an hour and a few minutes. So moon enters Aquarius on the 26th at 8:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and remains there for the rest of the weekend. So basically the whole weekend is ruled by the planet Saturn, which rules both Capricorn and Aquarius. So it's kind of a heavy or tense, or you're taking responsibility, or you're crossing into a more mature barrier, let's put it that way. On the 26th, again, Capricorn moon is actually making extremely light and positive aspects all Saturday, which is really nice, because the Capricorn moon, wherever the moon is, whatever sign the moon goes through, is the moods of the people. It represents your feelings, and it represents the collective unconscious as well. So moon in Capricorn is pretty usually status quo, doesn't really like to express emotions, is trying to act all businesslike, right? It's not that it doesn't feel emotions, it does, but the moon is considered weak in the sign of Capricorn because it's opposite the sign it rules. But the moon in Capricorn, which can be usually quite heavy because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, whose metal is lead. The moon actually sextiles Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, and later on Mercury in Pisces. So the earth and the water elements there, harmonious. Capricorn, Pisces are working very well together, and so they blend, they help, they work together, they support each other. So the moon sextile Jupiter in Pisces is very good for getting down some concrete dreams or creative ideas, music, art, meditation, putting it in a concrete form. Also, the sextile to Neptune and Pisces, good for meditation or to practice literally connecting physically, tangibly to any kind of psychic or somebody at a distance, or to practice lucid dreaming. That's a really good aspect to do that. Now, the moon will then conjunct Pluto, 6:04 p.m., again, Eastern Daylight Time, which is about power, which is about seeing the power in the world, which is feeling how powerful or powerless you are in the world. And also working with career long-term goals, okay? And then the moon, again, sextiles Mercury. The other aspect of the day is that Mercury also sextiles Pluto. So the two planets working quite closely together And then the moon kind of reiterating what Mercury is doing. So Mercury, the messenger. Mercury is the messenger, the trickster. It's the mind. It's the ability to communicate, to analyze, connected to Pluto, which is connected to the unconscious, to the deep psyche, the soul, the shadow realm. Again, good time to kind of get a bit of a detached or a compassionate look at how we self-sabotage. Mercury and Pisces sabotage ourselves, how we hold ourselves back from really expressing our power in the world. That's one way of doing it. Or what do we need to flesh out our dreams? If you have a dream for a creative project, like Mercury and Pisces rules film. If you have a creative project, what do I need to build this? How many people do I need? A budget, a crew. Film is a very specific, complex thing like that. Okay, and as the moon enters Aquarius, now this is not on this, on Sunday, on the 27th, Mercury enters Aries. So again, even though the sun just entered Aries on the 20th, Mercury's following suit very quickly. Mercury's never very far from the sun. So Mercury in Aries, 3:44 a.m., that means it's a brand new thinking cycle. Okay, every planet that passes 0 degrees of Aries represents a brand new cycle. So our minds are suddenly racing ahead. We want to move forward. We're full of new energy. Aries fired up. Probably talking much quicker, processing much quicker. Just spontaneously doing what we think of. Which can be good. Mercury in Aries likes to do dangerous things, likes to take dares, likes to be competitive. So really that competitive edge will be sort of coming on over the next while. Moon in Aquarius sextiles the sun in Aries. That means that we are getting closer to a new moon, which is happening on the 31st. So it's a dark moon month if you are in Pacific time. This is the second new moon of the month, 11 Aries. And the new moon is on April Fool's Day, actually, in Eastern and Greenwich Mean Time, and that's at 2:24 a.m. actually on April Fool's Day. I believe I'm going to do something for that. The moon sextiles Chiron in Aries. Again, this easy aspect, the airy, detached, looking at our wounds, our armor, where we're defensive, where we can take off the armor to really commune with other people, or our new networks. The moon squares Uranus and Taurus again. This is a very Aquarian, Aquarius energy with Saturn there, and then Uranus and Taurus. They are kind of in a sort of a mutual reception in a way, because Uranus rules Aquarius. And so it brings the internet, the detached, the computer, the cryptocurrencies down to earth. Taurus is the bull market. It is the money. It's the financial markets. So definitely, it's good for crypto. Generally when Uranus is positively aspecting the Aquarian, the internet, but it also means that internet energy can be chaotic and there's unexpected turns of events. So it is Sunday. Then the moon conjuncts Mars in Aquarius late at night, 10:08 p.m. This is Pacific Daylight Time, so you could be feeling very, very restless and competitive. Be careful. You don't want to just rush out and start driving fast. It can be a little dangerous, right? So Mercury in Aries, likes to be daring. Be careful of that. That aspect happens actually on the 28th. And I'm feeling like I am going to go ahead and add on the 28th to this too, so bear with me.